and it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Through the final chicane, and the AlphaTauri hits the wall of champions. Welcome back everybody, and welcome to Elite Tier. We have 18 drivers I think on the grid tonight, which is a very pleasant sight. Only missing the... oh no, we're not even missing the Red Bulls. We have Kingsman and Nitro and the Red Bulls. I wonder what car we are missing then. Might be one Aston Martin and... who else? Well, we're about to find out regardless. Oh, one Williams, yes. So it's gonna be Eric only in the Williams and Hussein only in the Aston. Monsieur Genier and Fantominum from Challenger Tier in the Haas, and the other Charlie drivers in the Red Bull with Kingsman and Nitro. And I think that is all from Challenger that are subbing in today, so... yeah, we have Brandon back in action. Oh god. The Fabian murder squad here reunited in the Mercedes this time, not in the McLaren. Let's see what they can cook up tonight. Yeah, we have no intel about the weather as usual, so if anybody wants to enlighten me on quali and race weather, be free to do that. I'd appreciate that a lot, to know whether we are going to be looking at rain or not, or changeable conditions. Admittedly, I don't even remember many rain races here IRL, but honestly, there have been a lot in Formula Sundays, I think. But to be fair, at this point there have been a lot of races on every track, really. We're like almost through our 14th season. So at this point we probably had like 7 or 8 races on most of the tracks. Plus preseason and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Honestly, like, crazy to think about is what I'm meant to be saying. How long we've been doing this stuff. Rocket Sundays has been celebrating its 5th birthday in I think October or something, and I'm not quite sure when we did found Formula Sundays, but I think it would be the summer after Rocket Sundays, because pretty certain that Matti, Yap and I were still doing Rocket Sundays at the time, and we're like, oh well, what if we had Racing League? And I think then probably like around the summer break or something, we must have started this. There. Nitro gonna be the first one to set a hot lap here. Let's snap back to reality. He apparently did not remember to turn off his ERS in his outlap, because he has shockingly little ERS in his tank right now, and I am quite sure that it's gonna negatively affect his lap time. So let's instead look at someone who has an actual chance to go as quick there. I was not looking for... isn't there... okay, this is a car on an outlet. Let's look at Brenton back, honestly. He has had a little bit of a break of Formula Sundays. And I'm glad to see some more known faces back. I think Yap was here earlier. Waffle saying if Cherry doesn't win, it's rigged. I'm fairly certain if Cherry wins, it is rigged. I mean, he may have a chance, given that all the championship contenders, given the championship is pretty much Jova, are gonna start from the back, except Hussein, I think, because he still has a mathematical chance. But I think it's Jimsky and Seagull for certain. And I'm not sure about Jannemann, if he also goes back, and like who else is doing it. Brandenburg 29-1 is a decent start for sure. Jimsky on Inters. Emils, honestly, wait, was he on pole in the end? I think he had like a shockingly good session last week in qualifying, so his qualify pace seems to be on fleek right now. Let's see if we can replicate that on this very different track, of course. France, very quick, very flowy. Here, of course, we have more, well, right-angled corners is what I was about to say. And it's P4 for now. It's decent enough. Hussein in clear P1 right now. Jannemann also with a decent first showing. Let's see what Jimsky is cooking here. I mean, he's cooking his tires, most likely. But Dylan into P3 there. Could be a good day for the Alpines. It is, after all, a Constructors battle that is still open. Seagull has almost won the championship already, but Merck can still be caught by Alpine if they are in good form today, and in the next few races as well. And it would also imply that, well, Seagull would be on a worse form, which can happen, of course. Especially given that he is like starting from the back every race now. Very exploring the exit routes a little bit. Making himself familiar with places he is hopefully not going to visit later on in this race. Going very slow here. Not quite sure why. That's probably for tire warming. But honestly, he has just spun. His tires are probably on fire regardless. Where do we have people who might be on laps soon? I think Ed is gonna be the next one, honestly. He's doing the tire warming as well. Absolutely cooking his brakes. Also asking people to start from normal places, because he apparently has a very good pace around here. And wants more competition. I am quite certain though that Hussein and the Alpines can at least offer some sort of competition. I mean, Hussein ultimately the second best driver, at least points wise, that we still got going on, which is currently sitting on pole. So yeah, Jannemann has been close to race wins more than once in this season. Has really upgraded his pace and also his internet, I guess. I think one of the big things holding him back from race wins in last season even were the connectivity issues. Could have had that Monza win, I think, where he just disconnected and then lost everything. And well, it's been looking better this season for certain. Let's see. Curious what Ed can cook in quali though, then if he thinks that he is so competitive on this track. 2 purple sectors. I mean, on this game it does not always mean a lot. I have a feeling sometimes it just shows you purple when you're only PBing instead of driving a global best. But yeah, let's see. Last turn. And here we go. It's 0.3 behind Hussein. Only half a tenth ahead of Jannemann as well. So it's very close up on top there. Let's see. Eric is just starting his hot lap, so we can enjoy the entirety of this lap on Eric's onboard. Yellow flags up ahead. It's probably, yes, one of the Haas's driver to just let people by. Another car there, very slow. It's been either Jimsky or Emils. Yeah, I mean, a thing that I really like, okay, I'm probably summoning it by saying that, but I do really like how few blocking incidents we had recently in qualifyings. Like back then, we had way more incidents where people were just parking on the racing line or something, but even on like narrow city circuits like this one, there's barely anything that really ever happened negatively here, impacting other drivers. Apart from, of course, one of the twins willingly trying to take out or block Yeast. So Eric is gonna finish the invalid lap regardless for the copium timer. It says 131.5, and I'm not gonna lie, so it doesn't put him much higher than ahead of Jimsky and Seagull. Let's see. Janeman is on his second attempt here and is already 0.1 down. Entire 10th lost in the first sector. I guess the first turn combination is a bit tricky to take and can lose you at least a little bit of time. Throwing the car through the city circuit. A bit deep here. Tough braking point here. I kinda hate this one, honestly. Like, you are like forced to fling your steering wheel to the right to make the turn, and at the same time you're like in the braking zone, and it's just an invite to drift out and lose major time. So very tough one there before the bridge and to make. So last few turns coming up for Janeman. Let's see how much speed he can carry through to the pits. It's probably not going to be a good lap then. Run back down on time as well. Also needs a little bit more than 0.1. Not quite sure if you can gain these 0.2 in this last sector, but I think he's going to the pits as well. Yep. Let's see what Marcian can cook. Purple sector 2 apparently. Ferrari's onto something here. Last turn, trying to not lose it and stay within track limits, of course, and that is a sizable improvement. Just behind Dylan there, 5,000's missing for him. He's probably not going to be super happy about this, but he's got another try, so maybe salvageable. Let's look at Lauda. Lauda has finished his lap just now. East is way down on time as well. Fanta coming into the pits. Nitro's gonna end his lap here. It's also not looking too bad. 1.4 second improvement, now up into P8, right up into the mix. Seems to really have good pace around here. I mean, he was, I think, briefly the quickest driver on track in Challenger Tier as well. What is Jimsky cooking now? Is again the Intis. Let's instead, is nobody on a timed lap. It does not look that way. Well, I suppose we're watching Jimsky until Eric hits the finish line again. We'll attempt another lap. Oh man, I miss Real F1. I don't know, it's just... It's been so long. Only a month more, I guess, like end of the month. I'll be free from both Bachelor and F1 break, I guess. But I just wanna, like, this is so excited. I'm not gonna, like, say I just want 24 to be over so that we can see 25. But I'm so hyped for, like, the Hamilton-Ferrari thing because I'm really curious about what they think they're cooking. And man, like, for the team radio alone, dude. I just want Hamilton to be hit with the "we are checking." That's the dream. So, let's see if Eric can live his dream here of setting a timed lap before the time runs out. We'll probably swap over to whoever is setting a fast lap next. I think it's gonna be MQ or... no, it's MQ. Because we have of course already seen a full Eric lap that ultimately ended in the last few turns. So, purple sector, yellow sectors everywhere. That's probably just because people are letting others by. Don't see a stationary car on track right now. So, what does it look like here? Oh yeah, of course, he has no delta that shows him the improvement to his previous lap time because he has not set any yet. Only 2 minutes left, so he better makes it count right here, right now. A little bit of a wall bang. Tactical wall bang to slow down the car. I see. And that is a good lap. Decent enough there, just behind Kingsman. Where's MQ? There we are. 2/10 down after the first sector. Everybody's just out now to go for one final lap. The time's ticking down. Only Nitro in the pit lane, and I think, yeah, he's not getting out there in time neither. So, MQ getting a little bit of slipstream there of Hussein, current pole sitter. And yeah, going through the last few turns here, coming up. Can be a little bit hard to dodge yeah, other cars here. As I think this spot right here is where you want to take speed for the final turn and start your next lap with it. Slight improvement. Eric retired. East retired. That looked like a crash, honestly. What did happen there? There's a McLaren up in the mix as well. Must have been Jimsky, as Emil's is doing fine here. Let's see, Ed is slightly up on his PB, is now more than slightly up on his PB. He needs about half a tenth more. This could be Ed for pole here, if he nails the last sector. The car ahead that is on a hot lap presumably. Nope, he's getting out of the way. And this was a decent chicane. Let's see if he hits this one. And it's looking good as well, and that is in fact provisional pole. Let's see what Hussein can cook. Ooh, a wall hit there. Not sure how much time that necessarily costs you, as you're not necessarily trying to speed up there anyways, but we may see. Delta is minus 2/10 here, so he is up on his time. He's currently ahead of Ed if he can just bring this home. I'll look decent enough. Just trying to not invalidate here, I guess. And it is the 2/10 improvement that was needed. See what Yannerman can do. He's not improving apparently. And oh, Dylan is though. 0.1 up, could overtake his teammate. Oh, Marcellian there, almost getting Brandon back as well, who has improved just now. Last second improvements coming through for everybody here. Yannerman demoted down to P5 and even further down. Yes, Dylan takes P3 here. Yannerman down to P6 and let's see, Monsieur Denier here. Yeah, it's gonna go into the pits, abandoning the last attempt that is still out there. And then it's only gonna be Ed out there. Run back, first day back, casually beats Marcian here. I mean, it's super close there, 4, 5, and 6, only being apart by 300ths of a second. But, like, I don't know. I feel like if you see this and see like, oh yeah, it's 0.030, you're like still, yeah, okay, it could be closer, right? Like, but this is such a slim margin. I'm not even sure you blink as fast. Kinda crazy. But yeah. People were apparently expecting a 27 pole, but Rapid is of course not here. And Jimsky and Seagull have maybe had a Ferrari strategist tell them what tire they're supposed to be doing their laps on. So yeah, Hussein on pole, Ed with him on the front row. Dylan there out qualifying his teammate. I'm not even sure if who of them is the, in quotation mark, #1 driver. I think both of them have scored plenty of points. Yannerman has been further up at some points, but I think Dylan has gotten a second place as well, right? But yeah, usually I think he's a little bit further down. Very good quali by him. Brandenburg and Marcian also decent showing here. Yannerman, I think, would have wanted a little bit higher. Emil's in 7th, pretty much best of the rest there. Looking very decent, and so is Lauda, Cherry, Fantominum there for the top 10. And afterwards, yeah, getting close between Yeast and a couple of Challenger tier drivers. Track too cold, according to Ed. Yeah, fair. Well. We have no intel about the weather still, unless I overread it. Doom no rain. Thank you, Jimsky. Oh lord. I was drinking, and then Yeast was saying that the track was too cold because his drip cooled it down. Yeah, okay, I'm not reading that other bit. Yikes. Oh lord. It is truly time for... Oh, dude. I can't remember a race start here. Well, either in Formula Sundays and in Real F1 that hasn't gone wrong in some way. Probably because I just can't remember starts where there was no crashes, but whenever I think of this, I think of at least like 2 cars getting caught up in each other. Some sorts. Medium hard is the supremacy here, apparently. Probably gonna be a one-stopper as usual for most. Ed did get a... Honestly, it looked like he was getting a better start, but he's staying comfortably in 2nd at least. And Dylan defends his P3. Yannerman has gotten 1 on the start here, on Marcian. And further down, well, what am I saying, man? It's all going good here, apparently. No one really crashing. Couple of positional changes here. The Red Bulls fighting it out between each other. And yeah, Jimsky and Seagull must have gained big time already. Running white here is Seagull. Oh lord, where have I seen this before? I don't... Why is this ghosting? Not saying I want to see the pile up, but honestly, I don't have ghosting on, and you should be able to just reverse your way out of this in some sort of way. Well, I don't know. I feel like this was more cars than Challenger. Elite are just doing everything better. Better race times. Better exact same pile up in lap 1. Waiting for the drive-thrus to come through. Oh, no drive-thrus. Better VSC restarts apparently. And oh my god, what is going on here? Yellowman is super close to Brendan back here. Pretty sure he should have the best race parties out of at least the car surrounding him. Not quite sure about Dylan. And apparently Ed and Hussein can get comfortably away. But it did look like he was gonna overtake the Mercedes there briefly. So let's see. Marcian is comfortably behind Janeman. I think can easily follow through with the pace as well. Gonna be next lap when we will see the DRS activated. Monsieur Genier and Nitro both in the pits. And, whoa, what do we have here? Jimsky is also already in P11. Seagull not far behind there, 13th. Not quite sure whether he caught some damage in that pile-up earlier. Jimsky trying to find a way around Yeast, and, well, we saw Eric run very deep there. Us losing the position to Seagull in the end here. Renback seems to be able to follow Dylan decently enough. Oh! Seagull in the mud. Not quite sure what Eric had to do with this. I'm just gonna not take any assumptions and say Seagull spun by himself. Which is an assumption in itself. But a presumption of innocence, isn't it? So yeah, let's move up to the top guys here, where we will potentially see some overtaking now that DRS is activated. Yeah, game, show us behind Brandenburg when he's about to potentially make a move. Yellow flags, that is one of the Haas's in the first few turns, all alone, so no collision, maybe cold tires. Out of the pits. Maybe something else, who knows. Brennbach not quite able to go for a move yet. And, well, as I have apparently been informed, overtaking on this track is even harder than I thought. In my vague memory, it was at least decently possible to overtake on the longer straight. And I would have assumed, with the addition of this straight right here, that it should have become a bit easier. But that is not the case, apparently. Ed has been caught up again by Dylan. Hussein is still comfortably running in P1 right now. Has the advantage on the tire, of course, for now. It's probably going to be decent for him. Getting a little bit of a gap and then defending that towards the end of the race. Eagle also well outside of the points, so the dream lives on. Copium. And apart from that, Brenberg has now dropped behind Dylan a little bit, which could open up an opportunity for Janeman and Marcian to potentially make a move in the next few laps, because Brandbach's gonna miss the slipstream and DRS from the other Alpine. So, what do we have here? I think it's still just a matter of time here. Brandenburg not with the bestest exit of all. I wonder if this is enough for Jannemann to send a move, but nope, he's cautious. Straight is just too short. And yeah, I guess another lap, another wait for the main straight to potentially send one. I don't remember this that bad. I mean, I don't know, it's maybe due to the cars being designed to be able to follow a little bit better. Oh, position changes up here though. Ed and Dylan going at it. And that is of course a joyous sight for the group behind there, chasing these two. And of course for Hussein, who's just gonna get free time to get away. Gonna be the counter by Ed here. Don't think Dylan can defend this. And now we have a nice pack of 5 here. The DRS train. It's probably gonna be added by Jimsky already and Lauda here, who are just behind. Lauda also briefly, recently has been overtaken by Jimsky, who is really making his way up. Oh, we have here. Jannemann passed Brandenburg. Which is, yeah, it has taken a while. But apparently into the chicane, into the hairpin was the move. Maybe Brandenburg braking a little bit too early. See further up. Dylan is not making a move on Ed here. Through the last turn. And it seems like no move into turn 1 either. Also not the smartest spot to overtake. It's a very smart spot to take yourself and another car out. And it looks like Ed is under some serious attack here. He's gonna have to face the wrath of 2 Alpines in a bit. There's Dylan going past immediately here. And Jannemann too far back to make a move. First corner cut penalty for Eric here. Everyone else so far staying decently within track limits. Let's look at Jimsky here. He has the tire advantage still. 5 lap old mediums should still be a good bit better than the hards. Of course, stuck in a DRS train here. Did they make the smoke more black from the tires? I feel like this looks almost like they're, well, I was about to say burning rubber, but well, they kinda are, so maybe this is like a bit more realistic, but at the same time I don't think the smoke is that black in real life neither if they miss a braking point or something. So yeah, this little train is gonna continue on. Lauda is gonna try to catch up to these guys. And yeah, thus like slipstream with them. Get some free pace with the DRS and stuff. Yeah, it does look like nobody is right now really able to attack Dylan yet, or like anybody else for that matter. Everybody's just too far away from each other to go for a move. We're very close here between Jannemann and Ed. That had a slight lockup. And yeah, Hussein is just gaining. He is gaining endlessly there. A second per lap about, of course, with the tire advantage. I'm not sure if the mediums is like a second quicker per lap. Brandenburg through the hairpin back through Jannemann again, and this looks like a several cars wide situation here. But ultimately, I think slightly taps Jimsky into the wall, and apart from running back in Yanneman, keeps the order as it was. DRS window been broken for both Brandenburg briefly and Ed, but Ed has lost some more time here, getting further away from Dylan, but back in range for Brandenburg. So, what is going on here? Is this just gonna be a DRS train until the end of the race? This would be hella lame. I mean, I guess Jimsky's working his way through. He has finally gotten past Marcian now, but it took him like 4 laps. By that pace, we're gonna see him be P2 and able to chase after Hussein in lap 20, 30 or whatever. Oh my god, huge crash by Ed there. Not quite sure what happened, if this was like a rear end or something. But big front wing damage, and this is looking not good for Ed here at all. Yeah, no nose on his car, has to go pit early now, which sucks especially hard because he is on the hard tires. And would have liked to go very deep here into that race. Cherry and Kingsman are just chilling in this order as well. It's been like that a while, very close together, but no moves. Another crash. Yeah, I think Eric was that briefly in the wall. Oh, and Seagull has spun yet again. It's not the day for the Mercedes here. Or maybe just making the championship a little bit exciting, but there's a huge gap to the top 10, I guess because all of the people behind pitted already. But yeah, Jimsky now threatening Yanneman here a little bit. Yanneman without DRS dropped too far back from Brandenburg as well. So let's just jump on board a little bit with Jimsky here. I think at this point still has the tire advantage. To be honest, I do not quite remember, but if I have it in my head correctly, the tire difference on the circuit is huge. Might have been shortened a little bit by removing the extra chicanes, where you of course profit from grip a lot more than on a straight. But I think it was like 1.5 seconds or something between compounds even per lap. So yeah, medium should be a decent bit faster. I mean, we saw it, maybe it's not 1.5, but as far as I could tell in the first few laps, Hussein was consistently gaining a second per lap on the others. Yanneman right now losing out big time to both Jimsky and Brandenburg, I guess, due to him having to defend now against Jimsky. Keeps it going pretty decently though. This entire thing has also kinda torn up this DRS train a little bit. It is now rather Yanneman, Jimsky and Marcian together, not much else. Further up, Kingsman has been overtaken by Cherry finally. And we could watch MQ and Nitro here briefly, because I'm not 100% sure if there's going to be much happening between Yanneman and Jimsky anytime soon. Eric with his second corner cut penalty. So, Seagull I expect to close up to Nitro and MQ as well, unless he has some sort of damage to his car that we can't see, like, I don't know, rear wing damage or like some minor front wing damage. Ooh, East and Loader apparently. Oh, okay. Not an overtake, not as interesting as I thought. Let's have a look at Seagull here. Oh yeah, wait. Okay, no, that was just an optical illusion, honestly. I briefly thought his end plate was like slightly hanging off, but I think his wings are fine. Ed with the fastest lap, he is flying out there. I mean, it could still be possible for him, after all. Another late safety car could save him here. And he's able to gain a lot of time regardless, so yeah, Kingsman is the last driver who has not pitted yet, and it's only 15-16 seconds apart here. A lot of time to gain some more here, and especially with the free air he has out of himself. This could potentially be big. Let's get back to our little trio here for P4. I think Jimsky just about to grab that for himself. Nope. Hanneman cuts him off there. Slaps the door shut and will stay ahead, but he's further losing out against Brandenbeck with all the defense. Marseille back past Jimsky now. That's gonna be annoying for the McLaren. He has worked so hard to get ahead of the Ferrari, and now he is once more the last car in the DRS train. May it be significantly shorter. Oh. Okay, briefly side by side, I think, Jannemann and Marcian. The Alpines positioned very well on track to not give any chance to anybody else to make a move. So yeah, it's gonna be defending P4 for some more. Further back, Seagull, okay, he did not overtake anybody on track, it was just due to its still, yeah, pretty much driving the same pace as MQ, which is not what I usually would expect from him. Yeah, here are these three still going together. I wonder when the pit window actually is. Like, surely it is at some point now, like 13 to 16 or something. And there it is. Jimsky coming in here for the hearts. Probably a good call here as well. He's just losing time behind these two. Might be a good call to go for the undercut here. Not quite sure what Hussein's play is, to be honest. He is approaching back Marcus now, so that can be annoying, and he could avoid that by pitting now as well. But then again, I don't really know where he would come out, right? Jerry getting a corner cut penalty. So, given that Jimsky was just behind Marcian and Jannemann, we are having about 10, 14, 15 seconds maybe that he would be ahead of Jimsky. So, yeah, it would be just ahead of Ed, honestly. This is pretty decent timing, I guess. Because you have like 6 or 7 seconds ahead of yourself until Cherry, etc. start showing up. At the same time, maybe it's decent to extend as well, so that you can have the hard runners pitting. Nitro retired in pits, I presume. It does look like he retired in the pits. Not entirely sure. Oops, start finish straight actually. So, Marcel, Jan and Janeman. Yeah, they're just chilling, honestly. Janeman could maybe gain back to run back a little bit more now that he's not under constant threat of being overtaken. Because I think Marcian leaves a little bit more space than Jimsky between the two of them. Ed and Jimsky are both gaining rapidly, of course, but that is to be expected. Alright, last sip of energy drink. And halfway through the race, not even. It's still gonna be a little while. I mean, Singapore, of course, is always a little bit longer. Nitro saying he doesn't like front wings. Must have lost his one probably on the outside wall of the start-finish straight then. Prompting him to retire immediately after, I guess. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of walls here. You can pretty much wreck your car on every single turn. And, well, the only two drivers still remotely close to each other are still this Ferrari and the Alpine. Janeman here is getting a little bit further away from Marcian though, but I don't know if that's just like a thing that changes throughout the lap. So that Marcian is like the furthest away on the start-finish straight and then gains back all the time in DRS and etc. I would assume, I mean, I don't know, there's not really much of a longer stretch without DRS, so really just Sector 2, I guess, where you can like drive out a little bit of a lead and then you have DRS immediately after regardless, so yeah. So, Marcian already putting some pressure on Janeman again. Very close, might even go for a move here on the next straight if he gets a decent exit. But it does not look like he's gaining enough to go side by side here. Not sure if he even wants to. Both of them are still losing to Brandenburg and the others. And also to Ed and Jimsky now that I see it. Hussein in the pits, this is gonna be interesting. Because I think, in all honesty, he might come out behind Ed. Ed, of course, has to pit again. But given there was a safety car, Ed would have the advantage now. Eric retired in the pits. Seagar retired in the pits. No, Seagar retired in the wall. What is going on? And there is the safety car we talked about. Oh, this is... Is this huge for Hussein? I'm not entirely sure. They've gone through, but honestly, oh, this is horrible for Hussein, I think. Dylan Brennenbeck and all the others, they... Oh, Janeman also into the pits and just this... Oh no, okay, no, for them it's fine. Phew. Because they are pitting on the safety car now regardless. But Hussein is definitely losing a lot more compared to all the others. Really curious how much it takes Dylan to go through the pits. It's of course perfect timing for all the hard runners who stayed out there. Gain a major advantage. Ed as well is just back in it, I guess. With another pit stop, still ahead of Jimsky. No change in position really, because everybody went to get tires to go to the end, and thus, yeah, Ed didn't even lose anything. Rick that race. Eric took my wing off lap 1. Okay, I was assuming so. I didn't want to put the blame on the guy again. And it wasn't put back in the pits. Oh god, okay. Your hope is that Hussein doesn't get that P2. I mean, you still have 2 races left to try and emulate anything that resembles a P6. Hussein needs to win and fastest lap every race, right? How long left in the race? Yeah, top left, the 17 laps driven, so it is 14 more. Let's say race pace is about 1:35, so we're talking about roughly 25 minutes of racing. Let's say half an hour left on the stream. But this is extraordinarily long. Yeah, you're not here often. Wait. So, what do we have? Hussein on hards. Dylan immediately behind, ahead of Brandenburg as well. And Marcian Jannemann. Marcian must have... Wait, what happened to Jannemann? Why does Blood have a time penalty again? Really just cut corner on the safety car. He didn't have one beforehand. Let me see. 3 seconds. SMH my head. Just annoyed by Eric, to be honest. Yeah, I understand though, I guess. But yeah, Hussein's still in a very good position here. Well, in a decent position at least, I guess. He showed good pace here, so I'm sort of confident that he can at least somewhat defend himself on this hard compound. Of course, everybody behind him has mediums now. And, yeah, some of these guys have quite good pace. I think Jimsky caught up a lot. And Ed had... Oh, Jannemann fricked your wing. That is sad. Little bro is a dirty driver in disguise. Oh, okay, yeah, I assume that is why you pitted early then, I guess, right? But, yeah. Field is somewhat gathering back. Just a couple of spread out passes and AlphaTauris that are probably not going to be waited on by the safety car. Jimsky is now closed up to the field as well. Curious to see if the front wing damage is still there. It does not look like it, but of course it might be minor front wing damage. I don't know if they exchanged it in the pits as well, so... I don't... Yeah, actually, I mean, I was about to say I don't think it would have changed much position-wise, but I guess you would have just taken the pit stop on the safety car otherwise then. Yeah. Well, I just hope that the safety car is gonna come in after this lap. Pretty sure that at least Fantominium and MQ should be able to close up. Not quite sure about Monsieur Genier. Yeah, usually safety car incoming mode comes on the green line, so I guess we're about to... Okay. Nitro broke 12 front wings in 4 laps. No, not quite. 4 front wings in 12 laps, and was done. Okay, yeah, fair enough. A little bit of a con performance. Brother went into the pits 6 times on Baku in 12 laps. Every second lap he was there, and there were like 3 instances of or so where he just drove out of the pits and straight into the wall in turn 2. It was hilarious. It was a little bit of a pain to watch, honestly, and see him do it again every single time, but it was quite funny as well. So, 19 laps done, or rather 18 laps done. This is lap number 19. Safety car is 100% gonna come in by the end of this, and we're gonna be seeing 12 more laps of racing then, I assume. At least everybody's close together, I guess. So we will have some more racing. I mean, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Does NASCAR do that? I feel like I've heard of like in NASCAR or Indy or something having like a mandatory safety car, or at some point that brings the field closer together again or something. Which is honestly kind of tragic if you just got your lead or something. I know, for example, there's like one speedway that is so small that it does not fit a pit lane. And so there's a mandatory red flag halfway through the race where everyone can refuel and change their tires. I think this is the one with the wall hug stretch as well that was like going so viral because the track is just that short. Okay, Jimsky revving the engine apparently in neutral gear. So let's see, safety car in this lap, great. Let's see what Hussein can cook here on the restart. Slowing down the field a sizable amount, of course, as usual. Ed is now closing back up to the others. Hussein is just chilling on his 60 kilometers per hour. Why do I see position changes? Lads, side by side is not allowed. And restart has gone smoothly as far as I can tell. Hussein and Dylan, I think, are decently away. Brandon back a little bit of a slow restart. He is already down by a second. And everybody else is just... yeah, gotten away without any major gaps, I think. MQ is a bit away from the others here. I wonder what happened there. Fanta back in the pits as well. And Brennan back, well, it's gonna come under attack by the others here a little bit, as he is now the first car in a presumably forming DRS queue. At least you're alive. Yeah, okay, fair. And Jimsky's alive and well down the field in P9 right now. Of course, there's still all the chances to gain some back, but of course it's going to be tough as well with everybody's being so close together. DRS is a thing, of course. Hussein is also seemingly getting away quite well. It's already breaching the 1 second gap there to Dylan again. And with the time penalty, cutting corner, running wide. And Hussein with a fast lap. Our tires seemingly not doing much to stop him from pulling away here. It's just slightly above that 1 second window. Of course, Dylan is going to gain a little bit back at least on the straight. There's still going to be some sort of slipstream in that area. And he is in fact gaining 3/10 here, I think. Not looking too bad for Dylan here in that regard. Guess he got some time back. Positional changes, well, no. Not really positional changes, it's just Yeast being dropped down the order, and oh, there was a car in the wall until there wasn't. Not quite sure what happened there. Also not quite sure what happened to Yeast. Apparently, well, this must have been more than just an overtake. Must have been like some sort of crash or like mistake on Yeast's sides. Yeah, all the way down to 10th. Maybe even front wing damage. Yep, front wing damage indeed. So contact to either car or wall. He's dropping him from a very promising position here before. Marcellian and Janaman now getting a little bit of time together here in 4th and 5th, as both Ed and Brendenbeck. Oh no, Brendenbeck now back within the second to Marcellian, so providing DRS to the Ferrari, helping him defend a little bit. But yeah, not much of overtaking going on still. Yeah, yet again, really surprised that it isn't even possible on the main straight to overtake very well. You really need to have like a way superior exit compared to whoever you're trying to overtake. And yeah, that is apparently not happening too often at this level of racing. Second time penalty for Dylan. This could be huge for Brendenbeck. I mean, there's still such a long way to go, actually. I do feel like this race has been going on forever already, and it's still only 2/3 through. So, yeah, we're gonna be here for another at least 15 minutes. And yeah, Dylan has a lot of time to gain on Brendenbeck there to get that, or keep that P2 rather. He's also back in DRS range for Hussein, which is huge for him. Could gain him a lot of time potentially. This does look like a possible move for Jimsky. Yep, Ed backs out. Lots in behind, and now they will have to change gentlemen in this order. Papaya car ahead of Dargaret, the Alfa Romeo this time round. Going on with these boys here. Not the best hairpin for Marcellian, lost a little bit in the exit. But it's neither enough to give Jannemann the opportunity for a move. Or does he lose too much on Brendenbeck? Jimsky's really pulling away from Ed now. I wonder what happened there. Ed ran deep somewhere or something. It's like 1.5 seconds all of a sudden, and the overtake was just at the start of this lap. So, yeah, big for Jimsky here. He is gaining big time on Jannemann as well though, so maybe he's just faster, honestly. So hard to overtake. If defender has ERS, it ain't really happening. Yeah, true. Like, it really seems that way. There's been so few on-track overtakes, and even here where we saw Jannemann just, you know, go around Marcellian, this is literally the only overtake I think I've seen where the other car does not make like a major mistake. There's like brute force dives into the hairpin coming up behind the bridge. But other than that, like for a track with so many like straights, like high speed sections, kinda cringe. Challenging track in general, yeah. Agree with that as well. I think it's hard to concentrate and like be on the edge here. So risky to really push a lot of these corners, and you need to, I guess, to stay on pace. All the hairpin overtakes went in the challenge. Yeah. I guess the hairpin overtake there was just Genscher rear-ended Fabian and like taken out half the grid in the process or something. Well, Yaneman has barely gotten DRS on. Oh, East is dead. Oh lord. Where is Snows? Where is it? Probably gonna be repaired in the pits now. Really went downhill for East. Yaneman under attack by Marcelian. He was in good position for DRS though for Rentenbach. See if he can keep that up. Let's jump on Dylan as well a little bit. We've been watching Marcelian, Yaneman and Jimsky so much this race. They've basically just been running around together for the entire time. East seems to have crashed in the last turn. Might have been a scuffed pit entry. Might have been suicide, we don't know. Broke 4 wings before retiring, yeah. I don't think I would survive this much, neither. Singapore is really not a track I was ever good at. Like, it's so risky to properly send the 90-degree turns. Dylan then closer to Hussein again, but yeah, I mean, he has to do so much more than just to overtake him because he has that time penalty. Yaneman has also lost out big time to Rentenbach again, half a second in the last lap. Really putting some pressure on him from behind there. Marcelian and Jimsky. There we go, Marcelian. And yeah, safe down there, I guess. Into P4. I mean, ultimately, Yaneman with the time penalty again. Not gonna play a role in the fight for this P4 because he's gonna get demoted anyways. Thought that looked so weird. Not quite sure if he just wallbanked the turn or if this was like desync. A lot of locking up in this chicane. And it's Marcian. Back to back is long. Started at 4:30 for the practice. You damn sweater. I mean, it paid off, I guess, right? Like, we got a good result there today, with the Ataris. But yeah, I can see it. Like, this is such a tiring track. Oh, what happened? Ed has apparently crashed in the hairpin via C. Let us look. Our car already despawned. I only assume he slightly ran wide, otherwise I don't know how exactly it crashed there. Someone is pitting. It is Cherry actually. Off tires. Ferrari call there. Honestly, no. Probably good call. I think he only lost the position to Kingsman and Monsieur Genier, and I think he's gonna gain back the time on that. 5-second penalty for corner cutting for Lauda. Damn. And, well, I guess he's certainly gonna gain back the time on the Haas, as he has now a drive-through penalty. A lot of soft runners now, trying to give it a last shot for the fastest lap here. I mean, passively kinda helping Seagulls championship hopes. As is Dylan, I guess, as if Hussein gets P2, I think, without fastest lap. This is still a 1 championship for Seagull, right? Let's look at Cherry. Certainly gonna go for a move here soon. Lauda has retired in the pits. Cherry's just fractioning past Monsieur Genier. Not much of a chance to defend. And yeah, it's gonna be going for that fastest lap soon. let's see. Marcian is also back ahead of Jannemann. Jimsky is looking like he could challenge now on this long straight. Of course, Jannemann with the DRS as well is not going to be easy to overtake, and it does in fact not happen. Brandenburg 3-second time penalty. This is huge. Huge for well, all the other guys here, I guess. Marcian and Jimsky are certainly going to gain from that. Currently within 3 seconds of Brandenburg. I mean, I guess if Marcian can close up to Dylan a little bit more, this could even be a P2 here for him. Definitely gives Hussein some safety. Oh god, Jimsky losing traction there a little bit on the exit. MQ passed Phantominem. Fresh softs as well, so easy pass. Let's head back to our trio here. Jimsky, Jannemann, Marcian. Who's gonna be next to make a move? Oh, honestly, Jimsky has banging speed out of that last turn. Jannemann has to go to the inside to defend there even, because he had so much overspeed that he could have even made a move. And he's just powering through, trying to go around the outside there. Jannemann positioning his car relatively well to prevent any overtakes, but yeah, he was very close to be overtaken there for a second. Even here now, DRS activated. It's so tough to overtake when there's like multiple cars having DRS. I mean, it's kind of what Sainz did, I guess, to win this race. Oh my god, deep run for Jimsky there. Barely avoiding Jannemann. Hasn't Seagull won? No, I think Hussein is like 70 points away or something, and it's like 78 points up for grabs. Did any other incidents happen after lap 1? I think there was like a few smaller ones, like smaller rear ends or something. Yeah, but basically Seagull needs 8 points to be champion, and Hussein like needs to, of course, win and fastest lap every single race. And winning looks good here, I think. I don't know if he still has fastest lap right now. I mean, Cherry and MQ are out on track and could potentially take that away from him. But yeah, I'm not sure actually if Seagull is getting fear now if this first win happened and stops starting from the back, or if he's just gonna continue and hoping that he's gonna get that P6 at some point, or that Hussein is not gonna get every single win as fastest lap. I mean, I guess he doesn't need the fastest laps if he wins always. Oh, Jimsky 3 seconds, also huge. Marcian pretty much now undisputed here for that P3. And also Jannemann now has something to fight for again, as he is now fighting for on-track position again with Jimsky. So let's see, Dylan I think is just gonna yeah, chill behind Hussein at this point. Probably knows that he's likely not gonna be able to attack him anymore. I think the mediums are past their prime as well. And yeah, with that is probably top 3 done and dusted, unless Marcian picks up a time penalty as well in the last few rounds. Most interesting battle here is probably for P5 then. Well, unless Marcian picks up another time penalty for himself. But yeah, Jimsky and Jannemann are the two with their hands on this 5th position. Even though from what I've heard, Jannemann apparently in some way broke Jimsky's front wing, so there might even be some reports coming in as well. So yeah, I mean, I know, man. What are we even waiting for? Like, there's no DRS straights that can lead to overtakes. There is no turns you can race side by side. This point is probably just about well, waiting for the finish, I guess. Hussein is gonna take that victory most likely, unless anything unforeseen happens in the last few turns. It is a fun track, but pretty dead for racing. Yeah. I did not remember it as bad. I was honestly kind of looking forward to it, because I did remember the DRS way more powerful, but this is maybe also because I did not play this game at all. I'm more used to the older games. So it is Hussein, Dylan, and then Marcelian ahead of Jannemann, well, Brandenburg, Jannemann, Jimsky, and Cherry's coming through here as well. Let me see. Fastest lap is still in Hussein's hands, and it does not look like the soft runners will snatch it away from him. Honestly, a banging fastest lap then by Hussein here, as it was driven on the hards and at the start of his stint as well. So yeah, Hussein staying alive in the championship race, and yeah, some points for MQ as well. The AlphaTauri here. Oh, dude, we're losing so many cool brandings next year. AlphaTauri I really liked. Even though this is like probably the most mid Alfa Romeo branding, I really liked Alfa Romeo in itself. Well, yeah. Okay. That's it pretty much, I guess. Oh, yeah. So, a lot of action going on in the Discord as well. GG's to Hussein mainly, I guess. It was just a well-controlled race, even through the safety car. No mistakes at all, no corner cuts. Just been pretty much start to finish a textbook victory here for the Aston Martin. Also been a textbook not finish for Mercedes as well, to keep the championship remotely interesting. At least for the Mercedes of Seagull, I guess. Of course, Brandenburg still brought home a little bit of the bag. Or is not too shabby if you're currently leading constructors anyways. And yeah, this has been it for the Elite race. Hussein, Dylan, Marcelian. Marcelian back on the podium again. Very clean drive by him as well, not picking up a single time penalty. Run back, followed by Jannemann and Jimsky, and then a little bit further back we have Cherry, Kingsman, MQ, and Minem, and Monsieur Genier, of course, last few finishes. And then a whole bunch of DNFs here, due to crashes or frustration or whatever. So yeah, ultimately decent race. I do really look forward to the next race, as we visit a more race-friendly track with Silverstone here. Yeah, track I really like personally. Afterwards, Mexico as well. Quite a lot of action and good racing. Yeah, I know. Till then, enjoy your week, and honestly, I might not even be here next week. But we will see that then, so yeah, till whenever, and right. And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Through the final chicane, and the AlphaTauri hits the wall of champions.